Well. Some rumors coming in, breaking news is coming in, I would guess, whatever you want to call it. I'm just calling it a rumor right now. It's in boxing scene that Luis Collazo is nearing the deal to fight Terence Crawford, Madison Square Garden, March 23rd. What it do with the businesses? Goodfellas Sports TV. We on our grind early this morning. Terence Crawford is fighting the Al Haymon advised fighter. But it ain't Sean Porter, it ain't Keith Thurman, it ain't the big one, Errol the True Spence. It's Luis Collazo. And Al Haymon, the top rank, have broken the ice again. And hopefully this can lead to them doing more fights. It is going to be on ESPN. Obviously, we know Luis Collazo isn't an upper echelon welterweight, just as Felix Diaz wasn't an upper echelon PBC fighter, and John Molina wasn't an upper echelon PBC fighter for Terence Crawford. So they looking to make Crawford and Luis Collazo. I want this same energy, you feel me, from when fans was clowning Errol Spence when I was saying it was a rumor that he gonna fight Luis Collazo. So, anybody that had a problem with Errol Spence fighting Luis Collazo, report to the thread and apologize. All right? Because y'all was clowning Errol Spence for fighting Luis Collazo. And then clown Terence Crawford. They found, now like I told you guys, people said, who is Terence Crawford going to fight? Bob Arum will find a way to find some opponents, any way he has to find opponents. We thought he was fighting Ingus. But I'm saying they wasn't impressed with Ingus' performance. And wasn't nobody buying that Ingus crap. Ain't nobody want to see that Ingus crap. And apparently they trying to move Terence Crawford to pay-per-view this year. I don't see how that's going to happen without Errol Spence to keep Thurman. Or Sean Porter. So not sure the last time Luis Collazo fought, to be honest. But, it's the type of fights I expect. These are the type of fights I expect Terence Crawford to be in. Because, he can't get the big fights. But hopefully this will start the juices for him for an Errol Spence fight. Now that they work together, they got a feel for each other. Last time Collazo fought was in April 8th, 2018 at the Nassoum Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. Before that, it was over a year. No, my fault, my bad. August 4th. Before that was it was a year and 6 months since he fought when he beat Sammy Vasquez by knockout. But after he beat Sammy Vasquez by knockout in the upset, he hurt his shoulder because he was supposed to fight Errol Spence later in 2017, but that didn't happen. And before that, he fought Sammy Vasquez. He had fought Keith Thurman, where he almost beat Keith Thurman. That was in Tampa, Florida, and that was back in 2015. So in the last 4 years, Luis Collazo has had 3 fights. You know what I'm saying? In the last 4 years, he's had 4 fights. He fought twice in 15, then fought in 16, fought in 17, he fought in 18. So he's real inactive. I know he had the shoulder injury, before. He's 5'9", southpaw, 7'2". It'll be interesting if he can deal with Terence Crawford and get the drop on Terence Crawford. But he got destroyed by Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? And I expect Terence Crawford to do the same thing. I don't expect Terence Crawford to be the variety of Keith Thurman and Sammy Vasquez. You know what I'm saying? And or was it Victor Ortiz? He dropped as well too. I don't see him being in that class. I think Terence Bud Crawford is he's too good, man. And now he's had 2 fights at welterweight. Now if he was coming to the division, it might be a problem. Collazo ain't been active, man. You know what I'm saying? That active. I don't think he can deal with Terence Bud Crawford ability. And Collazo got some ability still at this stage, man. He got some solid power. He got a lot of veteran savvy. And I think Collazo might have some success here, but I look for Terence Crawford to beat the fight out of him and retire Luis Collazo, to be honest. I'm not sure if he can stop Collazo. You know what I'm saying? Because Collazo's a tough cookie, man. And Collazo's been stopped twice, though. So, not sure when. It's early in his career. He got stopped by Edwin Cassini. And, hold on. Trying to see who else he got knocked out by. Oh, he retired versus Keith Thurman. We almost thought he beat Keith Thurman. So, Collazo's a durable opponent, even at his old age, you know what I'm saying? And this is his last shot. And obviously, why they fighting, they got Luis Collazo because they want to fight in New York and they want to use Collazo's name to sell tickets, all right? So he's 37 years old. So, yeah, this is probably going to be his last hoorah, you know what I'm saying, before he hang it up. So, he probably going to bring everything he got. He was willing to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence and them in his camp claimed that Luis Collazo turned that fight down before. Ton of experience here. And they trying to sell Collazo in New York City, man. But at the end of the day, this is a pointless fight. You know what I'm saying? Just give me Errol Spence and Terence Crawford right now, because obviously we talked about it 2 days ago that Sean Porter don't intend to fight Errol Spence this year. Keith Thurman don't intend to fight Errol Spence this year. Well, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence just need to fight at the Errol fight Mikey and Terence fight Collazo. Now I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Terence Crawford gonna fight his mandatory, and if it's still custody of Clayton, he gonna fight custody of Clayton, and Errol Spence gonna fight his mandatory because they got a title eliminator for his belt. And then you might see him fight one more time this year, and I don't see, unless they're gonna get Sean Porter to fight 3 times this year, Sean and Keith. I think you may see Earl versus Pacquiao if Pacquiao chooses to fight Earl, which I don't see that happening. Because Earl said Al wanted to fight Pacquiao. And Crawford's probably going to fight a Benavidez rematch. And Ingus if he ready. Alvarado. Crawford's going to fight 3 times next year. He probably going to do this Collazo fight. He going to do both of them. I think him and Earl going to do a mandatory after that. And I think, the third fight is going to be, I think he going to fight the Ingus or Benavidez rematch or Mike Alvarado or Carlos Adames, somewhere in that area. And I think for Errol Spence, after his mandatory middle of the year that I'm just anticipating or guesstimating, I think he's going to fight, somebody else. I don't know what variety of fighter he's going to fight. He might fight the winner between Omar Figueroa and John Molina. Omar Figueroa still want that smoke. He coming to 147. Or Pacquiao, if they can get him Pacquiao. Pac Floyd keep avoiding Pacquiao. So it's gonna be another year they ain't fight. I'm telling you, I don't think they're gonna fight, Earl and Terence until 2021. All the fights you think you're gonna see in 2020, they're gonna get pushed back once again. And boxing just continues to give us hot garbage. And a lot of these fans, these new boxing fans, that's fanboys. Don't let people get mad. Oh, you a fanboy. A lot of these boxing channels fanboy. They got in boxing because of Errol Spence. They got into boxing, because of Terence Crawford, or they got into boxing because they like Lomachenko or whatever. A lot of these dudes is fanboys, and they started channels to really push their fanboy propaganda. But once again, you ain't gonna see that. They ain't gonna fight no time soon. We're gonna continue to get hot garbage. A lot of these new fanboy channels and new fans in the sport of boxing, they don't know what when boxing was great, what we used to get in boxing. All them great fights we used to get in the 70s and the 80s and throughout the 90s. They think this third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh rate boxing is the creme de la creme of boxing, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us is old enough and been entrenched in boxing long enough to know what good boxing is, and this is hot garbage. Across the board. The Zone, PBC, Top Rank, is garbage. They're not giving us what we want. They claim 2020 going to be the year. In no other sports, you got to wait a year to see, or wait years to see the elite fights in the sport. You ain't got to wait to see that in no other sport. So, it is what it is, man. I'm going to link the article to the description. Salute. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description as well. Also, the article link will be in the description. Remember, we got the Facebook group. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. All 3 of those links in the description. Also, you want to know where the instrumental came from in the intro? That link's in the description as well. Also, the email is in the description as well. So, let me know what y'all feel about Luis Collazo and Terence Crawford, March 23rd, Madison Square Garden. What you think about going to that fight? I believe that fight is 7 days after Mikey Garcia and Terence Crawford on regular ESPN. And y'all know what the business is. Goodfella Sports TV. Mr. One Time for the one time. Hardest working dude on YouTube, I believe. Not to toot my own horn. Like James Brown. Ah! Y'all know what it is. We gone.